Okay, so they did something recently that was weird for the Mandalorian Grogu. For me, where Disney did what Disney do, they took a bunch of their influencers, aka the shills, and they invited them out to do a pre-screening kind of thing for the Mandalorian Grogu movie. Now, I don't care about that. What I care about is the fact that they got to see 25 minutes of the movie. That's a lot. Full disclosure, that's a lot. That's a lot of time to be given to see a movie. That's enough time to solidify exactly whether or not a movie is going to be good or bad. Just whether or not you're even going to want to entertain looking at it for the rest of the length. 25 minutes. That's genuinely the amount of time allotted for like the setup for a typical movie. Normally you run about 30 minutes for like a hour and 30-minute long movie. 30 minutes for the setup, an hour after that it's just, the conflict all the way until the climax. Really the rising action all the way up to the climax, but that's just for basic writing formula, blah, blah, blah. But still, does it not concern anyone that they were willing to do something to go as far as to show 25 minutes worth of the film and then basically swear everyone to secrecy within that? But still, that's enough. That's a lot. It feels like so much time. Even Craven the Hunter released like the first 7 or 9 minutes of their movie, and even that was like chopped up. It wasn't even the full scene that they had for the beginning of the movie. They actually took some stuff out and they released it on YouTube, or online and stuff like that, like 2 days before the movie came out, like a day or 2 days before the movie came out, just to get people interested. And it's a very good scene. It's the little prison escape thing when he goes to jail to kill a guy and he breaks out of jail. That's fine. That's nothing to be like, all right, you about to learn a lot of stuff, but it was just enough to get you invested into the movie, thus it being just, the opening scene. But 25 minutes is not a scene. 25 minutes is the first fucking act of a 3-act whatever. Now, I don't know how long the Grogu Mandalorian movie is going to be. I didn't really care to look it up. But that doesn't really matter, because the fact of the matter is that 25 minutes is an extremely large amount of time. And what makes it even worse is that the people who essentially were paid with this content that they were able to sit there and talk about and so much stuff, because that is what happened, they didn't have anything exciting to say. I've not seen one person who was speaking on the Mandalorian Grogu movie and talking about it as if it was just going to blow everyone out the water, which you generally would want to hear, even concerning the facts behind everything going on. This is a Star Wars movie that's coming out after 7 years of no Star Wars movies. That's a long fucking time, all right? And so then you have that. You have all of this added media and shit like that was been thrown around all over the place for Star Wars stuff. And then one of the most popular things that they've ever did, The Mandalorian, gets its own goddamn movie, which essentially is just Wolf and Cub. And the concept behind the movie is whatever, they're doing whatever. It's just more of the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda, whatever. And all of that is just a whatever. The very first trailer that they released was hot garbage, and then the second trailer that they released was basically like, all right, this is showing more things to be excited and interested in, but nothing that genuinely was like, oh, I want to spend money to watch this. I mean, think about the people who essentially would even know about this movie's existence or care about these characters. They would be Disney Plus subscribers. Think about that for a minute, because I don't think Disney even grasped that concept. Disney Plus subscribers would be the only people who would care about the Mandalorian Grogu, because those are the only people who got to see the Mandalorian Grogu. That and people who sailed the 7 seas. Hey, just know my captain is Monkey D. Luffy. That's all I'm going to say about that. But those would be the only people who would care about going to see the Mandalorian Grogu outside of what you possibly could get from Star Wars fans, the minuscule amount of Star Wars fans who would still be interested in this type of Star Wars content. But that wouldn't really entice them to go to the theaters to go see this, just because of the fact that you made a full-length movie about these characters. The third season was hot garbage, and the second season was already showing cracks, but it was a hell of a lot better than the first season in some regards. But essentially, there's no reason for those people to even want to go to the theater, because of the fact that it's eventually going to come out on Disney Plus. So all they have to do is just wait. There's no reason to really go out of your way to see this in theaters or anything like that, because why would you? It's like it. And then how jarring and crazy the situation is, realistically, is one of the things where it's like, why don't people push for the notion of boycotting the theater? Like, don't go to the theaters to see it at all. That way you can just get it on Disney Plus quicker, because they're going to make money back from this. And getting people wanting to see this because they immediately throw it on Disney Plus subscription would benefit people who like Disney Plus and are only going to look at it on Disney Plus more than people who essentially would try to facilitate going to the theaters to go see this movie, when again, it's like, you're going to get it eventually on Disney Plus, if not immediately, depending on how well or how bad the ticket sales are for this movie. Now, I generally don't really think this movie's going to be anything at all. I don't think it's going to do well, not by a long shot. For damn sure, no, it's not going to make anywhere close to like $1 billion or something like that. Like, that's just plain gullibility. But I do think that it's odd that essentially you had an abundance of different influencers and other people wanting to go see this movie, or that you saw the first 25 minutes from. Hell, I heard one guy say he even saw it twice, which is just idiotic, because then when the movie comes out, you're going to sit there and wait for 25 minutes knowing exactly what the fuck's going to happen. But you're dumb. I'm not. Anyway. But I think that what's crazy about this is that a majority of those people are only pushing a narrative that the movie itself seemed fun. And again, 25 minutes is enough to establish whether or not a movie is worth a damn of your time. And for all these people who essentially are paid shills that just love everything new about Star Wars, to come out with content where they just say it was fun, that doesn't make anybody want to go see the fucking movie. Your job is to sell this movie. Try to sell it, bitch. Fun is nothing. Fun means absolutely nothing. The movie was fun from what I saw. It looked fun. It was like, not any, man, I really want to talk about this part. Or, man, they had this happen and I was just excited. God, I wish I could talk about it, but I'm under an NDA. If I say anything, they're going to sue my ass. So I got to shut the fuck up. Something like that. That would make people excited for the movie. That would get people interested. And it's like, man, no, they did this, they did that, they did this, they did that. I'm not even gonna say Star Wars is back. It's just that Mandalorian Grogu is back with a vengeance. If you're not a fan of the series now, people who go see this movie that don't even know the series would immediately go to watch the series. That's what you want. That's the reaction that you would need from people in order to sell this movie as something that's like, yeah, that's a worthwhile experience. And it's just, I think it's jarringly crazy for the fact that no one's getting that, as well as it's just such an unbelievably large amount of time given for you to preview a movie and then you not get that kind of response. To me, that says it all. This movie is not going to be worth a ticket sale. Not if you're willing to pay a ticket price to go see it, if it's not your job to be a content creator or a critique or anything like that. I don't think that it's appropriate for you to go to the theaters to see this movie, because lo and behold, if you don't, then that means you're going to get it on streaming all the more quicker. So that might be within your best interest to just have patience. Wait. I mean, honestly, what the fuck is the rush? It's just Disney Star Wars. I just want to say that because I just thought the 25 minutes thing was outrageous. Seriously, that's it. That's all I want to talk about.